Greetings everyone, Seven from London, coming back with another video. How you all doing? I hope everybody's well out there. Yeah, I meant to make this video before. I've just been really tired, spending a lot of time resting, catching up on rest, and just doing me, taking care of myself, that kind of thing. I hope everybody's well. It was really nice to meet all of you at Brian Harvey's court hearing on Friday the 24th of August. Yeah, it was really, really nice. You know, it's just really nice that people are so kind and, and I don't know, sometimes I'm a little bit speechless. I've been doing this for 15 years and, most of the time I've got hatred. I've got hatred and just people being really nasty, So it's really nice to have had such a warm reception from people, I want to do a special thank you to Red Pill Phil for actually taking the time to put my story as well, document my story. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate all the viewers, all the new people who have subbed and come onto my channel to hear what I've got to say, So I appreciate all of you, everybody who's commenting. As I said, I do answer the comments, and I do sort of go back to old comments to see if there are new ones, but it takes a lot of time. As you make more and more videos, there are more and more comments, and so I'm trying to keep on top of it, and I will get back to you. If you leave me a comment, I will try and respond to you as soon as I can. So thank you, and just sending love to everybody as usual, sending love. One of the things that I want to flag up is the fact that lots of people who was at Brian Harvey's court hearing were actually also victims. I think some people misunderstood it, that it was a whole bunch of fans of Brian Harvey's. I don't think that was the case at all. I think there were more people there that are actually, people who have been on the receiving end of the abuse in one way or another. I met one mother whose son died in January. She had a badge, probably some of you met her as well. She had a badge with 3 young men who were killed in January, and she was explaining the cover-up about her son's case. And, there's so many people who are also targeted, lots of people. So it's not just, a bunch of fans that want to be around Brian Harvey. That's not the case at all. It's certainly not the case for me, As I've said, I don't know Brian Harvey. I was never a fan of East 17. I am a musician, but the music that I grew up listening to was jazz, John Coltrane, Miles Davis, Stevie Wonder, Herbie Hancock, Chick Corea, musos, basically, people that were into musicianship. I liked Earth and Fire and Fela Kuti. I like revolutionary music as well, people who make music that have a message. I did like Public Enemy, really liked Public Enemy when I was growing up, because they were a sound of a whole generation of people that were being abused, and they were the voice for us at that time, So most of the music that I always listen to, because I'm a musician, so I listen to guitarists, Al Di Meola, George Benson, Jimi Hendrix, Prince, so many musicians, John McLaughlin, Pat Metheny, real musos I listened to, all my life. Probably some of you have never heard of those people, but I say all that just to say that, my interest in music was always from a musician point of view, I spent my life, hours and hours a day studying music, studying how to play the guitar. I'm self-taught, and so, I had to put in the work to be of any level of competence, and also as a woman, it's usually a man's game, so I think I had to probably work harder than men, maybe not, I don't know. And as time went on, I ended up sessioning for famous people along my path. People asked, would you play on this track or that track, or will you come in the studio and session? And also I'm an artist in my own right, but I don't really at this time, my preoccupation has been to address the abuse that's taking place on a wide scale and has been for a long time. If you look at people in the music industry that have been abused, Sam Cooke, Jackie Wilson, there's so many famous stories of people, that were artists that got abused for their copyright, murdered for their copyrights. Who else? Otis Redding. People say Kurt Cobain was killed for his copyrights. I don't know if that's true, but we do know they have something called the 27 Club, where a lot of artists have died at the age of 27. But anyway, there is a whole culture in the industry, not just of music, but in entertainment in general, of abuse. The extreme level of it is what Kathy Groves is talking about when you're talking about snuff movies. That's still entertainment. The dark web, that's still entertainment. It's just the underground side of it, But then when we see it become mainstream is in crimes like Grenfell Tower or 9/11, These are still snuff movies in my opinion. They've never been addressed, nobody's ever been arrested, and they grossed lots and lots of money. People either donating or making movies about it or documenting it in one way or another. These atrocities are money spinners as well, and that's the other horrific side of it. So I showed up for Brian Harvey because there's a culture of abuse in the entertainment industry, and I happen to be one of the people that have been targeted. And I would like to see more artists come forward, and hopefully in time more artists will come forward. I trust that, that eventually people's conscience will kick in and recognize that, it's widespread, and, we don't have to live that way. We have a choice to live in peace, or we have a choice to live with respect for one another. And I'm on the side of respect for one another, and I don't do bullshit. I don't accept it, I don't tolerate it, and I don't do fear. I don't fear any of these people, because at the end of the day, we're on the side of right. We're on the side of, that's where the power is. The power is with the people. We're on the side of truth. We're on the side of justice. And it just takes us raising our voices to sound the alarm, to allow other people to become aware. And there were more and more people coming forward of the atrocities and bringing the truth to the table. So, slowly but surely, the truth is rising. And I really think that the UK has a major part to play, because this is the belly of the beast. The UK is the belly of the beast. I think once the UK rises, it's game over. And that's what they don't want. Because the reality is, this is the heart of corruption. Most of the corruption taking place in the world, the UK is involved in it in one way or another. City of London, the Crown, all of these institutions, whatever you want to call them, they have been from time immemorial the ones that are the troublemakers for the rest of us, and I don't think they really see any of us as human beings. I don't think they really even care. They just want to keep their system of abuse going. It's a culture. It's been like that. They're a privileged culture of people. And they feel that they've got the right to terrorize the rest of us so that they can maintain their system of evil and tyranny. And we are the ones that are going to change it. I do not believe that there's any government, any politician, I do not believe anyone in those positions has the wisdom. I really honestly believe that. I don't believe that these people are wise. We need wise leaders. If we're going to have leaders, we should have wise people in those positions. People who are genuinely concerned and not just actors, not just people who are lip servicing, And so that's why I showed up for Brian Harvey, because there's strength in numbers. There's strength in people coming together to support one another. Now, I briefly spoke to Brian. I didn't get to speak to him long because some woman came up to me and she said to me that she'd met me before. I'd never seen this woman in my life. Never seen her before. She said she met me at someone called Belinda's house. I went to that woman Belinda's house a few times in 2012 when I met Tony Farrell, and it was full of agents. It was full of agents. These people treated me in the worst way possible. They treated me, they were racist, they were liars and deceivers. There was a couple staying at Belinda's at the time. I think Liz and Hugh, I can't remember their names. But they pulled me aside and they said, Seven, you're a genuine person. You don't come here. It's full of agents. Don't come here. And I couldn't believe it. So I confronted Belinda at the time. I said, these people are saying that your house is full of agents. And she said, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I don't know what she's talking about. I just thought, I don't nothing to do with these people. Don't contact me. I won't contact you. Leave me alone. Do you, and I'll do me. I'm not affiliated to any organization, any agency, any religion. I believe in the Most High God, and that's where I put my trust and my faith. And I recommend that everybody do the same. Operate from your heart, follow your intuition and your spirits, your spirit guides. Don't trust anybody. Trust that. You won't go wrong. And that's what I say to anybody who's a victim out there. Trust yourself. Trust your heart. Follow your intuition. We are the generation of people that are going to change the abuse. It's up to us. Now, the last thing I want to say before I close out my little thank you to everybody video is that there's an event taking place tomorrow, 29th of August. It's called the annual event for TIs. So I find it, wait a minute, let me just get my phone. Oh, I want to keep this video short, I don't want to go over 15 minutes. Let me see. Let me just see what the name is, and I will try to, what I'm going to do. Oops. Just answer somebody's text quickly. Okay, what's it called? TI Day, and it's on weebly.com. I'm going to pull it up here so that you can have a look at it. So let me just get it and then I'll sign off. Okay, I'm just going to check out what this thing is. 2 seconds, I'll just find it. It's called TI Day, and it's an annual event for targeted individuals across the world. TI-Day. I've got caps on. I don't know if that's gonna take the caps off. TI-Day, and it's Weebly. I know it's kind of late to announce something. I don't know who these people are. As I said, I'm not affiliated to anybody. I'm just a lone ranger. I know a lot of people, but I do my own thing. Okay, so that's what it is. It's 2018 Annual Targeted Individual Day, and it's worldwide. So it's tomorrow. It says America's torture, directed energy weapons due, pain ray compliance. Okay, so it's got about, let's have a look at what it's, hopefully there should be some information on the homepage. Oh, right. Okay, so on the homepage it says locations North America, Montgomery, Alabama, and that's, yeah, so that's basically, these are all the different parts of America that's taking place. And there's like an email of each person. Seems to be really well coordinated. Phoenix, Arizona. Then you basically, as it says, you contact the organizer. If you live in that area, you contact the organizer if you want to, or just show up, you know what I mean? Denver, Colorado, and Berkeley, California, Hollywood, California, Los Angeles, California, San Diego, California, Washington, D.C., Louisville, Kentucky, Lansing, Michigan, Kansas City, Missouri, Chicago, Illinois, America again, Cambridge, Boston, Massachusetts, St. Paul, Minnesota, New York, USA, Las Vegas, Nevada, Charlotte, North Carolina, Columbus, Ohio, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Dallas, Texas, Austin, Texas, Norfolk, Virginia, Canada, Vancouver, BC, Paris, France, Rome, Italy, London. London is at, for those of us that are in London, it's at tomorrow at Speaker's Corner Cafe in Hyde Park, 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Poland, check on Facebook and just look at the name. Locations in Asia, Tokyo, Japan, Bangkok. So this is a big thing. Thailand. This is like really huge. So that just tells you the scope of what is being done to us. You know, targeted individual, of which Brian Harvey is most certainly one. You know, I feel it really sad that you see people slagging the guy off. And it's really, really sad. I mean, we have to get on the side of supporting people, not because of the cult of personality. I'm not interested in cult of personality. I don't do cult of personality. What we need to be doing is get behind somebody who's being abused. That's what it is. He is clearly being abused, and there's strength in numbers. When I did my court cases over the years, I've always been on my own. You know, I've only had a few people in the courtroom with me, and, you know, I think things would have panned out very differently for all of you out there, because the targeting program that I'm flagging up actually is directed at everybody. What we're talking about is Nazi Germany revisited, the Holocaust. We're talking about the transatlantic slavery to indigenous melanated people revisited. They are bringing back these evil programs at a rate that nobody can even fathom. And we have choices of what we do about it, okay? So there is strength in numbers, there's strength in us uniting, and that's why I advocate for people to get on board, support people who are being targeted. It's that simple. You know, support people's court cases, you know, where possible I support, you know, I support people that I don't know, like I don't know Brian Harvey, I've said that a million times, I don't actually know him. I had a very brief conversation once with him on the phone, and I briefly spoke to him, and then this woman came in and cut up the conversation. She just interrupted. She wasn't interested in Brian, whose case it was. She came and made a beeline for me. I thought, what's going on here? I stood there and I thought, oh my gosh, you know, she was saying that she knew me. Then afterwards, when Brian went off to speak to other people, she said, oh, I don't know it. No, it wasn't you. So I thought, did you just come in to just make sure that Brian and I were not connected? Did somebody actually make you do that? I mean, it's all good. I'm not into I just flow with things. You know, I'm a person, I just flow. I'm a very natural person in the sense that I don't force things. But, you know, I didn't know she was genuine. I didn't know she was fake. I don't like to be rude to people because there's a lot of suffering people out there. And it is my opinion that we're here to alleviate human suffering. That's why we're on earth. We're supposed to be uplifting people, supporting people, and trying to be compassionate and understanding. You know, however, I don't take bullshit either. So when people start running their shit, I'm going to come up against you like a force that you cannot even fathom. Me as one person, I will come at you with a force, but I don't use violence. I believe the pen is mightier than the sword. So, you know, I use my wisdom to deal with certain things. I don't come at it with aggression because that's never ever going to work. They've got more weapons than us. They've got all kind of technology. They've got more guns, and these people are warmongering psychopaths. So when you're coming at people like that, you have to use wisdom to address them. How do we address them? So for me personally, I don't come with any form of violence, and as a rule, I talk to people with respect. I always talk to people with respect. But if I feel that you're trying to play me and I see that you're try to pull the wool over my eyes or put me in some kind of bullshit, I will come at you with a force like you've never seen before. This is one kind of a force that has got the whole heavens behind it. So trust me on that. I'm not interested in people with their negativity, okay? Don't leave me alone. Don't mess around with me, and I won't mess around with you. As I've always advocated, I believe in love. I believe love is the ultimate power, and that is what is going to change things. When everybody gets behind each other because we care about each other. You know, why should I allow somebody to be abused? If I can see someone's being abused, I will stand next to them and say, leave him alone. I will stand up for him, even if I know him or I don't know him. I don't care what color his skin is. I don't care what religion he is. If he's a peaceful person and he's being abused, I will stand up and be counted and say, no, leave him alone. Leave us alone. Get lost. Okay, so that's where I'm coming from with all this. So anyway, this was just a short video to flag up that this event is going on. It's short notice, I know. It's short. I only just found out about it now. So I'm sharing it, putting it out there so that if anybody in the UK or any of the places on the list you want to attend, and I'm sure wherever you are, there is one happening. Wherever you are in the world, it's happening. So that just shows you the scale of targeting right now, and it's getting wider. Unless we make noise to stop it, they're going to expand this program. They're planning to expand it to include every single one of you who's watching this video that is not currently targeted. That is the game plan. That is why people are being burnt out of their houses in cities now. All across the world, people are being burnt out of their houses. Just like they did in Grenfell Tower, it's a mass-wide program. If you do not recognize what is going on and you think, oh, it's not happening to me, I'll stay away from her, I don't want to talk to her because she's targeted, blah, blah, blah. I feel you and I hear you and I understand and I have compassion. But the reality is, unless you stand up, eventually that program is coming for you too. So it's going to take all of us to come at them with a force. Be using either the tools, if you want to take lawsuits. The more lawsuits that come at these people, the better they will realize we've got to stop doing this, because we're going to be bankrupt with all these people's lawsuits. If everybody takes a lawsuit, even if you don't win that lawsuit, they have to spend money to challenge you. You know, that's money coming out of their pockets. Open a lawsuit. I showed you in the previous video to this one how to do your own court case. Take up proceedings. If you don't know the individual, take it up against the government or the people who you've gone to about your targeting and they're not doing anything about it. That's one of the solutions. The other thing is, as I said, we got a hashtag campaign running. Blast these organizations with "Stop your evil," "No more evil," "Get the criminals out." There's so many hashtags. You know, obviously it's better to use a few rather than all of them. I just think we need to come at them. You need to use your power, like I use my power, to come at them and let them know we're not compliant with this thing. We're not going to acquiesce by being silent about it, and we will shut you down. Right? So that's where we got to get to. Empowered, and we're sovereign people. We're not slaves to anybody. We're not taking the bullshit. We've got to send the message out loud and clear. We know you've done 7/7 bombings attacks. Those people who don't know, look at my videos on my channel and you'll see who exactly did the 7/7 bombings. Who exactly shot the innocent Brazilian Jean Charles Menendez? Who was behind Charlie Hebdo? Who is behind these fires that has taken place? Who is behind Grenfell Tower? It's a crime syndicate, a satanic crime syndicate that is being run, controlling the whole world, but it's being run from the UK. You can believe me or not believe me. At this point, I really don't care who believes me. I'm just telling you like it is. It's a crime syndicate that are international. And they are going around abusing everybody. And they're involved in my case. And they're involved in the mass targeting program because they run the telecommunications companies and systems. They're running the media. They're controlling the government as a shadow government. They're basically inside intelligence agencies. They're running security companies, security firms that are putting out these operations. They're controlling housing associations where people are living, and they're infiltrating our homes with this program, and they're taking people out. They're abusing people. So we need to rise up. We in the UK particularly have a massive role to play. You know, so I really want to encourage everybody, report on my case, report on Brian's case, report positively, please. You know, let's keep it positive. Let's not be divisive. Doesn't matter about the personality. If somebody's being wronged and you can see that person's being wronged, support them. Okay, let's not get into cult of personality. He's this person, he's that person. If a wrong is being committed, a wrong is being committed. Okay, these people are murdering people en masse. Let's stick on the program that is being done to us. They're murdering people on a genocidal level en masse to conceal fraud and corruption like you cannot believe. And we have to shut it down. We are the generation to do it. So there's no fear, only love and support of one another. If you're into going to these TI days, events that are taking place tomorrow, please, please, please spread the word, share this video far and wide to let other targeted individuals know. Sending love and support to everybody. Please subscribe if you want to watch other videos. I've got more videos coming at you, so keep your eye out. And be kind to one another. Yeah, let's spread love, because when we raise the frequency, we change things. Okay, peace and love to everybody.